Hi, it's Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Today I want to talk to you about American values and how being a proud poly kinky queer slut is consistent with American values. so, one thing that drives me crazy is seeing the American flag becoming a symbol of intolerance and of oppression. That was not what I was raised to believe that it stood for. And, yes, I was absolutely indoctrinated with the messages of American national pride. But to me, it had a different message than I think that it has for some people today. And so I want to just take a minute and talk to you about how those messages are consistent with and have helped allow me to be strong and powerful the way that I am today. So one big message is that America is the land of the free and the home of the brave. So freedom to me means liberty. It means the ability to do what you want so long as your actions are not harming another person. It means the ability to be whatever kind of person you are, believe whatever you want to believe, think whatever you think, feel whatever you feel, provided that you are not injuring someone else in doing so. And that's the limit of liberty because, of course, no, I don't have the right to just walk up to somebody and punch them in the face unless they consent. And then it can be fun. Actually, I've not punched somebody in the face, but I've slapped them and it's really fun. But you can be whatever you are, but make sure that you're not hurting somebody else. And your existence alone does not hurt somebody. It's really okay to be whoever you are. So that's what being free means. And so if you look at our culture right now, who do you see promoting freedom? Who do you see promoting liberty? I see the people who are fighting against immigration raids, promoting liberty. I see the people who are conducting immigration raids fighting against personal liberty in the worst possible way. I mean, literally abducting people off the streets and locking them up. That is against personal liberty, against freedom. I also see queer people really fighting for freedom, at the forefront of fighting for freedom. I see all of the LGBTQIA2 plus community and all of that. Pushing for freedom, pushing for individual liberty, pushing for the right to be who you are and exist how you want to exist in the United States. And also being brave about it. I see protesters being brave. I see protesters getting out there and standing there and saying, no, what you're doing is wrong. I see people who are posting and messaging and recording protest songs being brave. It's just the land of the brave. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. This is where brave people live. And we are the brave people. Other things that are very, very American. Well, first, all the references to God in things like the Pledge of Allegiance, and those kind of things. Most of those were added in the 20th century, not in the documents of the Founding Fathers. I mean, the Founding Fathers were a diverse group of faiths. They were maybe all old white guys, but they had a diverse group of opinions, and they were researching through lots of history to come up with these things. But when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I mean, the key part of that is that it's one nation, meaning it was written right after the Civil War. So one nation, meaning that we're not going to divide into multiple nations. We're going to be one people. No matter how much you might disagree with me, we're going to stay one nation around this collected set of values that we opt into in being Americans. With liberty and justice for all. Liberty, again, is freedom. Justice, the concept of justice and being a nation of justice justice is like blind with the scales in the statues, the woman who is blind, because justice should be the same, regardless of what you look like, of where you come from. The law should be applied fairly to all people, and the law itself should be fair. The law itself should be non-discriminatory and should not treat people differently based on their circumstance. So other ethics, there are a lot of ways that we're different, but one way that we should be the same is that we should have the right to be treated exactly the same under the law, and the laws should treat all people the same. That is a critical component of what I think it is to be an American, and what the documentation says it is to be an American and American values. I fight for that. I will fight for that. I do these videos to fight for that. I show up at protests to fight for that. I want to fight for this because it is important. It is not just about me. It's about our kids. It's about our future. It's about our nation. It's about our world. It's about what we want to be as humans going forward in this world. And, you know, liberty and justice for all. You know, we the people, meaning not the corporatocracies. I mean, corporations should not be considered legally people, but we the people believe these things. We the people believe these values. And we the people believe that we are in a land of the free. So let's keep it that way. Let's fight for that. And that is part of what makes me a proud poly, kinky, queer slut. Because none of those things are things that that other people should have the right to tell me not to be. They are things that I can certainly be. And I'm not saying anybody else needs to be kinky, needs to be queer, needs to be slutty, needs to be poly. You be whatever you are. You don't even have to be proud. You can live in all the shame you want to live in. But I get to be whatever I want to be, and you get to be whatever you want to be. So yeah, that's how I think it should be. Thanks. This is Leela, the proud poly, kinky, queer slut. Have a great day.